Had to smash up, faster, natural disaster. Damn crazy, tried to take me to the pastor. Did not matter. Lost my
So after you have DaVinci Resolve open, you just wanna make a new project. We can just name it whatever. Fortnite Montage. What you want to make sure to do is make sure that this is at 60 FPS, so that way it's the smoothest. Just makes everything a lot better. So now what you want to do is you just want to grab whatever Fortnite clips you're using. You want to drag them in right now. You can trim them down a bit. I'll just trim it down to where I want the clip to start. You can drag in your other ones. So once you have your clips, you can get your song. I just record my songs. I don't download. I don't use like a downloader or anything. I just record it with what I use is usually just GeForce. So I'll just get that out of there. And what you want to do is you want to find the first beat that you're going to be using. So right here, right here is the first beat, so we can just drag that over there. We can trim it down a bit more, and we can just drag these clips out for now. So the first thing you want to do is you want to find the first frame where you see the red pellets hit. So it's going to be right here. Make sure this is not clicked. The link tab. Make sure this is not on, because it will mess up your audio when you slow your footage down and speed it up. So first, what you want to do is you want to hit Control R on your keyboard, and you want to hit this down arrow, and you want to add a speed point right here when the pellets hit, and then you want to go back to around where you pull your shotgun out. So it's around here. It's right here where I get my shotgun out. You want to add the speed point. Then you can go in the middle somewhere. You want to go to the middle, you add a speed point, and then go to this first one that we added, and you want to make this one 50. And then make this one 200. And then drag this over, and then you can drag that one over. And make this 50. Okay, now what we want to do is trim it down. This will make it look a lot better when we add our shake. So the first couple frames where we can't see our shotgun anymore, we want to trim it, and then we want to trim it again when we see the name get like big and it's not like hazy anymore. So you want to trim that, and then you can cut that down. Now what we want to find is our shotgun audio. So it's gonna be right here where our shotgun audio happens, where we have our shotgun hit. So you wanna use that tool, trim it down a bit, and then drag that audio to where this is. So there you go, that's trimmed down. And then when we add our shake, it's gonna look a lot better since we trimmed it. Now what we can do is just drag our clip to where the beat is, and then this is just what we have so far. That's pretty good for now. You want to make sure this is right there. Okay. Okay, now what we want to do is go to the effects library, and here, let me drag this down, and we're gonna add a adjustment clip. We can trim that down. So now what you want to do is go to the Fusion tab, and you want to make sure you're over this. You're right here where the adjustment clip starts, and you want to add your impact. The one that I'm using is in the description. It's just from a Google Drive folder. So you want to make sure you're at the start of the clip. You want to click on the camera shake and keyframe the overall strength. You want to go to the right 10 frames. Just use the arrow buttons on your keyboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you just want to drag that all the way down. Next, for camera shake, you want to go to the start of the clip. You want to keyframe the overall strength again. Go to the end of the clip and drag that all the way down. Now go to the first part of the clip. Keyframe the transform. Go to the end of the clip and make this 1. Then for the flicker, you just want to keyframe the speed. Go to the end of the clip and drag that all the way down. So that's the shake. You gotta wait a second for it to load. So that's just the adjustment clip right there. And then now we want to find our second beat. Now we want to keyframe it right there. And we're gonna add our second clip. You just want to trim this down. I'll trim it down a bit, and then we'll find where the pellets hit. Make sure this is not on at a speed point where the pellets hit, and then you see the shotgun reticle pop out at a speed point there because the shotgun is gonna pull out over there. You want to add a speed point right there. Change speed to 50, change speed to 200. It's the exact same process as the last clip. And so that's pretty good right there. This one might not look as good, but we can still trim it. We can trim it a bit. Go to around right there. And then we can just use the same shotgun sound as we used in our last clip. So that way it's like always the same shotgun sound. And then we can drag this to the right. And then we just copy and paste the adjustment clip. It's really that easy. And then what I like to do for these type of clips, where it's like, this one will look good with it. You can see his voice fades out a bit. You can cut the clip around there. So the sound just fades out, and then you can also go into the right here, the color tab. What you want to do is make sure this is the frame where the sound starts to fade out. You want to keyframe the corrector 1. You want to move the saturation just up and down a bit, so that way it knows this is where you want to keyframe it. And then go to the end of the clip and make this 0. So it's just gonna make the saturation go all the way down. It's just a simple effect that can make it look a lot better sometimes. There you go. And then we can add our next clip. This one should be pretty decent, I think. Oh. See, that's why you not want that. Okay. So you want to trim this down a bit, and we want to find where the beat drops. It should be somewhere around here. It's right here. You want to mark it, and then, oh, by the way, um, you want to make sure to be saving your file like every couple minutes. It's just Control S if you're new to DaVinci Resolve or any other software, editing software. It's just Control S to save the file, so that way if it crashes, you'll have everything saved. Okay, so it's not synced yet, but let's find where our guy pellets it. It doesn't show because I pulled my builds out, but it should be somewhere around there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Keyframe where the shotgun pulls out right here. Go to the middle, and then change speed to 50, change to 200, drag that back, drag this forward, make this 50%. We can drag this back a bit. Oh, and since we're in like the cavern POI, our shotgun sound is weird, so we can just copy and paste the shotgun sound. Oh, we still have to trim it down, so I'm gonna trim it. I'm gonna trim it where we can't see our shotgun anymore. Right there's good, and then I think right here will be good. There you go, and then Control V. There you go. Now we can sync it. Right here. Make sure this is over our beat drop. And then copy and paste the adjustment clip. So that looks pretty good. Now let's add our cinematic. Sorry, not our cinematic. We can add our wavy text. So we can fade that in a bit. And same thing with this one. Whoa. We can cut it right here, and then let's grab, here, I'm gonna pull this down. Let's grab a, let's just grab a regular title. And you can do whatever you want. You can just do highlights, whatever, one. No, let's just do, my YouTube name is Brock, so we can just do edited by Brock. You can use whatever you want, or you can add highlights. I don't usually call my videos highlights. And then I just have a text that I downloaded from a website. It's called Grobled. I think it's the main website that people get their fonts from, but let me find it. So it's just this text right here. That one. We don't want to fade it in yet. And then we are going to make this a compound clip right there. And then we are going to make bit effects. We're going to do, when you're in open effects, just type in drop shadow. You can add drop shadow. What you want to do is make the shadow strength. Like, you can play around with this. It's not that crazy. But, and then you can pick which side the angle's on. We can do this side in this case. And then you don't want the blur to be super blurred. So there you go. You have the drop shadow. And then you want to type in waviness. Add that. And then, whoa, what's this? Okay, make sure that is on. You want to make this horizontal. and make both of these 9.1. I found is the best, and then you can play around with the speed. I usually like to have it lower, so it's like that. And we can drag that. And then we can add in filters, make sure that's not there. If you go to filters, you can just add a Gaussian blur to the clip. So that way it's like kind of blurred and it shows you the edited by. And then also what I like to do is cut this, go to the audio equalizer 4, and then we want this one to be 4 to make it sound like it's underwater, kind of. So I think that's it.
Had to smash up, faster, natural disaster. Mama say I'm crazy, tried to faster, natural disaster. Mama say I'm crazy, tried to take me to the pastor. But I'm mad, lost my pockets.
There you go. That is your montage. Yeah, you can play around with the velocity a bit. You can obviously play around with the shakes.